What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is the return of Octopath Traveler Dose. Kind of an interesting video here. It's not an official theme. It's just all the character themes. So this is titled All Main Character Themes from the channel ATEW. This is requested by Kevin on Patreon, A Leaf on the Wind 42, and on PayPal, Clint, for requesting one of the songs, which I think was, I forgot which one, but one of them right here. So before I get started, this video is going to have a follow-up video after this one, but we'll talk about that one when we get there. So this will have themes for Ochette the Hunter, Castti the Apothecary, Throné the Thief, Osvald the Scholar, Partitio the Merchant, Agnea the Dancer, Temenos the Cleric, and Hikari the Warrior. And I've been told by the comments that each first letter of their name spells Octopath. Okay, so really quickly before I get started, it's been a while since I've done Octopath. I just remember heavy violins and a very much attention to detail to the music. Don't know who the composer is, and we're just going to check these all out now. So all main character themes from Octopath Traveler. Okay, that's enough talking. Let's go with Ochette the Hunter. Ooh, nice little pretty video. That water looks really cool. Is this like in-game footage? Is this what the game looks like? Oh. I'm not gonna read what's on screen, it's too much to digest. Dude, that looks crazy graphically. It almost doesn't even look real. Very outdoorsy adventure. Alright, we're getting to Castti soon. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, at least it's clear when it changes. The Apothecary, which I'm guessing is like a healer. Damn. I love flutes like that. That reminds me of a lot of movies I like. Acoustic guitar too. It sounds like a spaghetti western. Oh, now we're strumming. Cajon? Sounds like bongos and a cajon. There's so much sensory overload right now. The visuals, like I want to watch because it looks nice, but I also want to hear because I'm kind of overwhelmed. Are we already going to the next one? Damn, that was sick. Also, the energy's totally different. I think I've heard battle themes prior. Throné the Thief. I'm aware this doesn't play like this in the game, like back to back to back, as far as I know. Sounds like turmoil, like they weren't originally this way. When I think thief, I think of like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Oh, that's them. Dude, these visuals are nuts. Okay, Osvald. Damn. Oh, that chord change. Will I go back? Nope. It's a chord progression. So maybe now it'll start from the beginning. Slow and emotional. Damn, dude. This is super impressive. Wow. Am I allowed to put glasses on during orchestral? Put them on my head. Dude, this is great. Osvald. Wow. Partitio, the merchant? Wow. Diverse bass and guitar now. This composer's crazy. Like a 70s, never mind. Certain kind of 70s media. Or like a sitcom intro. Maybe this is the rambunctious character? Dude, there's so much like musicality and art And I still don't know if I'm watching the game or not. Or if this is like a fan-made video. I don't know what's going on right now. That was Partitio or Partitio? The merchant. Agnea the Dancer. Oh, Celtic? It does sound like a kind of dancer, kind of. I'm guessing that's her with the frilly dress, dancer's dress. Yeah, a dancer would have a big percussion. I don't know if Celtic is the right word. It's just the first word that came to mind. There we go. I love the attention to bass in these. I'm gonna hear one of these over again after. Damn, okay. Temenos the Cleric. Ooh, I like stuff like this. It's kind of like Mysterioso. It reminds me of the game Medieval. That swing. Man, this is like... My brain has gone through so many things in such a short amount of time. This is the sort of Danny Elfman one of the bunch. Musically, this kind of goes to like a jester or some kind of like mysterious character. I'm not reading anything, by the way. I don't want to get influenced. I already have enough going on in my head. Hikari is left. There's a lot. There's a lot going on here. Very honor type of song. Oh, a little Chinese sounding. Dude, who is the composer for this game? Maybe it's multiple. Yasunori Nishiki. Man. Is that it? I wonder if that's how it ends, by the way. I wonder if the names being in that order, excuse me, in that order have to do with like maybe the story, like maybe you meet them in that order or something. A whole lot just happened, but we're not done. I want to revisit one of the songs because it was requested by a little more than the others, and that was Partitio the Merchant, or Partitio. Oh yeah, this one. Just want to pay attention to it again really quick. If my ear serves me correct, that sounds like the Lydian mode. The Lydian mode has a like dream-like scale sound to it. Oh, wait a minute, is that the one with the in the middle with the poncho and the hat? It is. Damn, it's got that Clint Eastwood vibe. I love it. I should have worn my poncho. Yeah, see that scale sounds very like light and dreamlike. Like the note choices of the mode. I think it's Lydian. Could be mixed Lydian, I don't know. My ear is not fully... okay. Let's just pick a random still here, because... okay. So normally I don't ever get any footage, video, anything. I usually just, you know, focusing on the music. This time it was hard to ignore because it was just right there. So I don't know if that's the game or if this is like a fan-made video or something, but that looks crazy. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything aesthetically like that ever. Like the whole like old school looking game, but with like insane modern, whatever you call that, visual. Like, it looks like a book. So I don't know, but that was very interesting. Also, from what I've heard of Octopath prior to this video was like, I think battle themes, because it was pretty aggressive. So it's safe to say that it's pretty diverse. And from the sounds of it, there's 8 main characters. So I would hope that it would be diverse. But really quick before I go on, I want to see this composer, and this composer has quite a. I mean, he hasn't been around too long, since like 2010 at least. Let's see if I recognize any of these games that he's worked on. I'm looking at the wiki. Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, okay. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I have heard of that game. I never heard of the music, but I have heard of that game because of Grand Blue. Oh, he's in FF7 Remake. Oh, okay. Octopath Traveler, Champions of the Continent, Octopath Traveler, and Octopath Traveler 2. Okay, so he's the main person. And then he's done anime, too. Grand Blue Fantasy, Azure Lane. Okay. So, but you know, one thing I noticed here is that a lot of these, this resume, it's like with others, and then in Octopath it's like him. It's just him. That's crazy. Because when they hired him, they must have just been like, dude, you sound nuts on your own, so we have to just give you your own thing. At least that's what it seemed like from my 2 minutes of research. Okay, so this is very unlike most videos on this channel, right? Like, I always just listen to like one song or something. I don't do medleys for many reasons, because it's, you know, it's a lot to take in, and this was a whole lot of mental stimulation, right? The visuals, there was text that I was ignoring, so that's more brain power. You know, all my cells up here were being used. And then the music, and I had to grasp each one in like a minute or so. I just wrote down kind of things that stuck out each one. That wasn't crazy impressive, like all the way around. the music quality was intense. And by that I mean like the recording, the production value, like everything sounded so crystal clear. I heard everything, you know? And one thing I really like about any composition is when the bass doesn't get ignored. And there's always going to be bass, but you know, some people just treat the bass as a, and this is coming from a guitar player, most people treat the bass as just kind of a underlying rhythm thing to make the sound fuller as opposed to just flat. But when you make it just a little louder and put a little bit of gain on it, you can really feel that, you know, that dirt and that kind of, it's just good. It's just a good sound. It's not overbearing, so it's not like, whoa, you know, like overwhelming bass. It's just, you can tell that it sounds like a bass. So it's hitting the low frequencies, but it also is pushing the song in such a cool way. So it's at least to me, it seems pretty obvious that there's 8 characters, main characters, and they each have, to have 8 characters, you're gonna have to have pretty diverse personalities. Maybe there's some that are similar, but I feel like based on the sounds and the very little that I saw from them, they're all quite unique, right? They even have their own titles, the something, the something, the something, which were Hunter, Apothecary, Thief, Scholar, Merchant, Dancer, Cleric, Warrior. That's, yeah, it's a lot. If anything, those are like, here are all the RPG tropes at once. I wonder if the names have anything to do with anything. Ochette. Well, here's what I got. There's a lot that I'm going to talk about here. So the first one, Ochette, if I'm saying these wrong, sorry, I don't know how to say them. I see it and this is the way I'm saying it. Ochette. I had a lot of nature outside and full of life. Maybe like the hippie of the bunch. Something along those lines, very, maybe Flower Child, or maybe the Peace one, who knows. This is just what I got in that quick 13 minutes. Then we have Castti. And that one had a lot of flute that I liked, and the acoustic guitar was really nice, very folk-like. And I'll even go as far as to say is that name is probably a pun. Because if Castti is the apothecary, which is like medic, cast, you know, casting spells, so maybe the mage type of thing. I also wrote something else down, and I don't know why I wrote this. Why did I write that? I'm very curious about this. You know what? I might have to listen to this again just for a little bit. So let me see why I wrote this down, because I don't remember why I wrote this down, so give me a second. Oh, okay. As soon as I heard that, I should have just wrote the whole word. I was like, what? Write it or write spaghetti? Spaghetti Western. This one sounded a lot like a spaghetti Western, which to me is an incredible sound and one of my favorite sounds in the world. And which is funny because one of the characters looks like a spaghetti Western. So I felt very... I don't know, I just really like that type of sound, and it sounds like that quite a bit. Throné, I'm guessing, based on the E. Throné. Now this one was interesting. Let me see if I can like scroll. Okay, so this was the first one. This was the second one. Let me mute this one just in case. Then we had Throné. And this one's interesting because it said the Thief. And the reason this sounds weird is like it's kind of like a solemn violin thing, but it doesn't sound like that's your from like based on the way that sounded, it didn't sound to me like that was the original way that this character was. It sounded to me like they were drawn into that lifestyle, or they were pushed into like a life of crime type of thing. Either way, it just sounded like, you know, regretful, not really evil per se. I don't know why. Very specific, but that's what I got. Just based on the way they look and the way that sounded, you know. When I think thief, I think more like sadistic sounding and, you know, kind of like mocking you. That didn't sound like mocking. That sounded like, again, regretful. I got a lot from those tiny little 1 minute segments, but they might be a little left field. Osvald, which I'm guessing is the one on the right. Let me see. Not sure. I'm not talking. I'm just gonna assume it looks like a character. This one was very slow and emotional, very solemn strings, very lonely strings, and based on the everything I'm saying is based on just face value. What I heard and what I see, he looks very like nomad, a drifter, you know, kind of disarray type of thing. So maybe he's the lost one type of thing, with maybe a crazy backstory, because that song was very emotional. Next one, which is the one that got requested a couple times, was Partitio or Partitio. Kind of like the anomaly of all of them, only because it features some instruments that haven't been shown yet, and that's guitar, more bass, and of course the saxophone. Now, this one's interesting because, I mean, even though I like stuff like that, the song tells me it's like the kind of rambunctious rebel type, you know, the oddball out, especially with the song kind of being more aggressive in a way. Also very cool and stylish, you know, all these types of adjectives. But seeing what they look like with the whole poncho, it's not the poncho, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's not a poncho. I need to look it up, it's gonna drive me crazy. But in the meantime, it's gonna drive me crazy. No time for cuts here. Serape? Yeah, I think it's a serape / poncho. You know, it's like you drape it over. Anyways, clearly very Clint inspired. Got the hat. If anything, it looks like that song should have belonged to the Castti one, sort of. But from the looks of him, he's maybe like the kind of rebel badass one or something like that. And I can see why it was requested. It's got saxophone, it's got guitar, it's got Jesse written all over it. Let's just call a spade a spade. Damn, this video's already half an hour. Agnea. That was really cool too. I really like the we get to see the person that looks like a dancer, got the frilly dress, maybe the kind of free-spirited one. I don't know, I'm just throwing things out. Very, I don't know if Celtic is the right word, but it sounded Celtic and had that, you know, basically when I envision a village like that, I'm guessing that's where they're from, that's the kind of music I expect to hear. So, very on point with that. Very big rhythms, which goes in hand with someone who dances. Cool flute and amazing bass in this one. And that leaves us with two more. Oh yes, this one. Temenos? Did I say that right? Temenos the Cleric. I'm actually not sure what a cleric is. I could look it up, but let's just look it up. I might as well. This video's a video for sure. Cleric, a priest or religious leader. Okay. Huh. That kind of goes somewhat against what I originally thought, because I wrote like, it sounded very like Danny Elfman and spooky, creepy, very like not Joker, but like maybe like a bad mage, someone like that. But by the sounds of the title, maybe not. Or maybe they do, but they're kind of like the evil type of holy power. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's so many ways this can all go. But this is really cool. I really like this one. I liked all of them, but this one was really cool. It reminded me of like The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is why I said Danny Elfman. And just stuff like that. Those kind of weird, bizarre melodies and yeah. And finally, Hikari. This one has such a specific vibe to it. I mean, I'm just seeing that right now. My journey begins here, you know. And I wrote down like honor and hero, so it felt like the almost main character type of thing. Or I don't know if this game has like a main and the rest are side, or if they're all the main. And the reason I say that is because every RPG has like a, you know, a main protagonist for the most part, and then a party next to him. But based on the way this looks, we got the back to us, and it's just a vast openness. The song had a very triumphant feel to it, and it felt like the hero. And that's pretty much all I got, which is a lot for quick 1 minute, 1.5 minute intervals, but there was a lot going on there. But I have to say that from hearing this and hearing the stuff I've heard prior with Octopath, that is super impressive. Like musically, it's very well done. Like you can't deny that. It's one of those games where if you play it, you have to talk about the music. And if that's the visuals, then you have to talk about the visuals. So that would only leave the story and the gameplay, which, who knows. But as far as the visual and audio department, that's very unique and a lot of life brought to it. It's a very, very nice experience so far with Octopath Traveler 2. I don't remember if I've done 1, maybe. But the contrast from the battle stuff to this is pretty wild. Whew, okay, that's a lot of talking. And I still have to do another video for this the next day, which I'm not sure what that is, but it's going to be like a follow-up to this. So more Octopath coming up. Anyways, whew, okay, thank you. Kevin, a leaf on the wind 42, and Clint. I can see why there's a following to this game. So that was all the main character themes, which I'm guessing that's the name of the songs, right? I don't think they have song names. I just think it's Ochette the Hunter, Castti, you know, etc. So that was a journey. Okay, awesome. So I'll see you in the next video, which I'll be whatever that is, but it's a follow-up. And let's see how close I got or how wrong I was. Very curious. But shout out to this composer, amazing, amazing, amazing. It was let me see this again. Yasunori Nishiki. Awesome. Thank you to the requesters. Thanks to everyone that you see here. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. This is The Auditorium. See you later.